Good morning. This is the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion Briefing for Monday, February 25th. Looking first at precipitation the past 7 days. Wettest weather has been further north across the higher terrain of Idaho and into western Wyoming, and also across southern areas of Utah into the Arizona Strip, but sandwiched in between across the Great Basin was a bit of a respite in terms of the heavy precipitation we've had, but still fairly wet. You can see the percentage of normal, drier than normal across the middle part of the Great Basin. Near normal to the north, and actually above normal southeast Utah. In terms of snowfall on the left over the past 72 hours, additional snowfall amounts of 6 to 12 inches locally higher across the mountains of Idaho and western Wyoming, and a little bit across the higher terrain of southern and southeastern Utah down into parts of northern Arizona. On the right-hand side, snow cover on the map quite deep across many areas. Areas in the purple indicate anywhere from 40 to over 100 inches of snow depth, and quite a bit of an aerial extent of just less than that, anywhere from 10 to 40 inches across the higher terrain of Nevada, even get down into central and southern Nevada and into the Arizona Strip as well. So quite a bit more snow cover than we've seen in a couple of years across the region. Latest satellite imagery shows a stormy pattern, good for overall dispersion. We have no high pressure in place, actually a deep low pressure off the Washington coast, providing streams of moisture and good strong upper level winds. Unstable atmospheric conditions all should put in for some good dispersion the next few days. So looking at this afternoon, we see that deep low pressure over the Pacific Northwest and streams of moisture from subtropical origins pushing into northern California and the northern half of the Great Basin. Dispersion overall good. This area in purple through here, a little bit deceptive. Winds will be quite strong here out of the south, and mixing heights fairly good. Just some localized lower mixing heights due to lower surface cooling temperatures, but overall, good overall dispersion. For Tuesday, we have that low pressure in place again with lots of clouds and moisture to the north. Dispersion the best, unlimited basically across the southern portion of the area and also across the north. Again, the stream of purple through here, perhaps a bit deceptive. We'll still have a good strong upper level winds. There could be some localized inversions due mainly to snow cover, keeping some of those inversions pinned down, but I think the winds will mix down enough in most areas that should not impede burning too much. Similar story on Wednesday, semi-permanent low pressure off Pacific Northwest coast. Dispersion, even on this scale here, improving overall as both southwest transport winds and mixing heights improve as well. 3-day precipitation totals heaviest across the north. Some of these reddish areas here could see an excess of 3 inches of rainfall. Again, much of that in the form of snowfall, so 2 to 3 feet of snow common in the highest terrain areas, and even a bit less than that, maybe 6 to 12 inches into some of the northern mountains of Idaho and Nevada as well, and heavy amounts into the Sierra. On Thursday, still that low pressure in there, breaking off into little pieces, another one waiting the wings well off the California coast. Look at dispersion overall really improving because we'll see some breaks of sunshine and some daytime heating really breaking up any stubborn surface inversions. On Friday, just a brief ridge of high pressure building in, but still not diminishing the wind field at all, so we have good overall transport. Transport winds will be, you can see the wind barbs here on the right, basically out of the west-northwest briefly. And then by Saturday, moisture from the next storm system pushes on in, so lots of clouds across northern Nevada, northern Utah, southern Idaho. And then on Sunday, that moisture pushes into the eastern Great Basin. High pressure building in offshore, but still overall excellent dispersion for the next 7 days. Precipitation totals, days 4 and 5. This is from Thursday afternoon through Saturday afternoon. See some moderate amounts of a quarter to locally half-inch across Nevada, maybe a half-inch to an inch of precipitation across the higher terrain of Utah, and heavy amounts across the Sierra front, measured in a couple of inches. And the 8 to 14-day outlook really shows no break in the pattern. Still cooler than normal across much of the U.S. except for further south. Precipitation above normal chances, even much above across parts of Utah, so the wet, cool pattern continues for the foreseeable future into early March. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.